What's going on, y'all? It's your boy H-Dog, and I'm back here with another video. And today, Watch Dogs 3 leaks was revealed via FireDen.net, which I will have a link to it in the description box if you guys want to read it. The leaks say that Watch Dogs 3 will be set in London and will release later this year. Will focus more on smaller firearms and knives for combat with a larger emphasis on hacking. Will be a new character, can choose to play as a male or female just like in Far Cry 5. This isn't the first time we've had leaks about the next Watch Dogs. There was a big one last year with the AI from Watch Dogs 2 who would confirm the next game. There was also some rumors about the next Assassin's Creed game, to which Jason Schreier replied to Nibble on Twitter, quote, "I don't think so," regarding the next Assassin's Creed leak, and did say if he was the first one to know, he would make a Kotaku article immediately. Not sure if he was joking or being serious. This is the second Assassin's Creed leak within 2 months, one back in December with a picture saying Assassin's Creed Adder, and this one with a codename Legion, along with the screenshot that just screams Assassin's Creed. The next game has been confirmed in the past with Ubisoft boss Yves Guillemot making confirmation. I believe Jason Schreier may know a thing or two regarding the next game, just not ready to pop the lid about it just yet. And later during the day, Ubisoft's chief creative officer Sergei Haskowit sat down with Game Informer, and during it talked about the future of Assassin's Creed. And if you want to read the full interview, a link will be in the description box as well. The interviewer asked, citing Odyssey and Origins, if he worries that the series is moving away from an assassin fantasy, to which he said, quote, "We have the same question internally quite often. With Odyssey, we discussed that. I found we are lacking some of the flavor of an assassin, so we are working on that. We don't want to move away, we want to respect the brand, but we also want to improve it. I think the RPG mechanics are really improved, but we need the leap of faith, the sound of all the good stuff of the previous games. But I think it was a good decision to move away from the previous fighting systems to the new one. It's added value for the player. We are careful about the brand and we work on it. When you allow the player to customize their character so they can remove the hood, it's okay because it's a player decision. We don't have to force the player to look the way we want them to look. The philosophy we have for all the games is player expression, player freedom, and the autonomy of the player." He was asked about if they plan on releasing new Assassin's Creed games every year, and he said, quote, "No, it depends. What we did was we built two teams, one in Montreal and one in Quebec, and we wanted to give them enough time. I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey in November, and it was nearly finished. For us, it's not a question of annualization, it's more of a question of quality. I think people can enjoy an experience of 80 hours every year. It's possible, but I'm not saying we will have one every year. It's not the plan." Which does make sense since both games released back to back and made by different studios, with the development of both games starting around the same time. The interviewer asked him when they make a new Assassins, do they think about making them like Ezio in terms of not making it into a fleeting experience, to which he said simply no. And when he was asked why not, he explained, quote, "The most interesting thing about the Assassin's Creed for us is explore history, not characters. When we decide what's next, the main question is what the next period we want to visit. That leads everything. When you jump 100 years or 1200 years, it's hard to have the same character. Maybe in DLC we can go further. I agree though, when you saw the old Ezio in Revelations, it was a very powerful moment. But the context and time are the most important priorities." The interviewer then said how they left an opening for Bayek and Aya for a possible return, to which he replied, quote, "I don't want to discuss it, but there is a plan. When we create characters as strong as Ezio, it's a pity not to go further. But then Bayek and his wife are powerful characters. Maybe something else will push forward, be it a TV show or a movie." The interviewer then asked if they feel they're at a place they want to be in regarding having less cutscenes in games, to which he replied, quote, "It's going in a good direction. It's not what you ask the team to do, it's how you ask them to do it, and the transition is very slow. Movies, television, books are not the same as games. In the movie, you are a spectator. The game shouldn't decide for you. We need to give this kind of freedom to the player. Fewer cutscenes is a good direction, but what will be the best will be when the player won't be in front or a cinematic if they don't want to be. We discuss this approach every time. Cinematics are not good when they are forced. What I say to the narrative people is, be so good that the player will want to go meet the characters. Attract the players, don't force them." He was asked about a possible roadmap of games that have went dormant within the last 5 or 10 years, to which he said, quote, "I love Splinter Cell. I love Prince of Persia. I can't disclose any information at this time, but I can say we are fighting for resources. It's not a question of will, it's a question of means." So this statement does rule out the possibility of a new entry in both franchises. With that being said, what do you think about all this information regarding the future of Assassin's Creed and his comments on possibility of another Splinter Cell game, maybe even Prince of Persia? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell to stay updated on gaming news like this, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.